Claude Sonnet 4 is finally live on both. We could probably use it now. I think we're gonna stick to the original plan of using Bolt for the front end while we make up the back end contracts to go over what we did last year. I forgot to do a recap video. Too muchy. But from the to-do list that we conveniently made from the last stream, let me turn off the music real quick, is we're gonna move all core logic into an event bus so modules can discuss and communicate with each other via the event bus. The event bus could be used to then progress the AI system and the AI story from each different modules, from the character module to the faction module to the locations module to the world story module, and vice versa. Each module could pick up on world events from the event bus to progress that. I think I'm gonna write that we're gonna give each module its own AI agent to handle the data and receive information from the story module, and so I could reaccess, do updates accordingly. Now, I don't want to get too complex with this because it's really, really, really easy for me to get nerd sniped and hard focus on this. It's a good thing there's a deadline, but the deadline is also a long time for me. A 1 month hackathon that's a long time. That's 30 days. That's 30 days in 2 hours. That's 720 hours. Which is 43,000 minutes. That's a lot of time to code, bro. I just need 5, usually. So, conveniently, I linked a ChatGPT chat so I could remember what I did. So this is the blueprint layer for the new location slot. Run that music back. Now, if I remember, we had a Claude chat telling us how the event bus would go. And then I'm thinking I could just one-shot the refactor is the ideal goal here. Events bus. Do we search anything about an event bus in ChatGPT? Oh, I forgot. Let me think my chat. Let me think the Booniversity Discord that we're live streaming now. Twitch. Drag. Day 4 hackathon. Vibe coding. Live stream is up. We're not in the channel. Class alerts. Okay. We in there. We in that. I'm trying to find the chat that we talked to. Is it this one? Dynamic game narrative structure with the event bus. Who told us about the event bus? Something's highlighted. There's something about an event bus. AI narrative engagement system with the event bus. Oh, hi Corey and Powell. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. What's up? How you doing? No, this was for names. What was that chat? Did you see the new Apple updates? No, what were the new Apple updates? Besides writing a research paper saying that LLMs suck while having the worst voice assistant that exists. How are you gonna write a research paper saying that, oh, LLMs can't really reason? Bro, Siri doesn't even fucking work! ChatGPT is lapping them. Anyways, no, I didn't see the new Apple updates. Is it an AI related update? Because otherwise... Oh, 2 follows back to back. Who's this? What's up, Rius? What's up, King? What's up, boss? How you doing? No, seriously, what are the Apple updates? Bro, where is this chat? I'm losing my mind. Literally. Perhaps it's here. It might be this. No. No. My other code base uses Apple is a joke at this point. Oh God, Apple's a joke. I say while wearing my AirPod Pro, streaming on my MacBook Pro, with my second display on my iPad Pro, and with my iPhone next to me. That's such a joke. Oh, how could they? Morning, Cobb. What's up, y'all? Oh, we got full gang off rip. Hold up, let me buy this chat so we can start. I mean, I might not need it, but it gave a really arc pointer. Dude, who had this chat? I swear I'm not crazy. Swear I'm not crazy. This chat was here somewhere. I vividly remember it talking about this whole event bus coordination thing. Perhaps story engine location design? No. No. Wait, Korean, don't blue bomb me. Hello? I mean, I guess I could just ask again. Oh, is it this one? Hold up. Hold up. Yep. Yes! Wait. This is me asking what an event bus is. But I asked for an event bus because the previous chat talked about the event bus. So. Oh no, we're honing in. No, not the voice agent architecture. This is the module. This is refactor. There's no way it's any of this. Are you sure it wasn't in Claude? Okay, whatever. I have a basic gist. Anyways. So, an event bus is I remember. Okay. So what we have to do is we're gonna move all core logic into an event bus so modules can discuss and communicate with each other. The story, the world story, and beats, and world event tracker. The world story and beats progression / generation should be its own module. Now, right now, world story generation, art creation, world story generation, beat progression, they're like in their own thing. So if I take the story element out of worlds and make it so worlds just handle world events. Question: what should worlds handle? Should they handle? What should worlds handle? Should they handle story gen or world arcs? What should worlds handle? Should they handle story gen? Should they handle world generation and keeping track of world events? We're going to give each module its own AI agent that handles data, receives information from the story module, and reacts accordingly. Separate the world module so the story service and the world service are its own thing. Ah, I already wrote that down. So let me talk. Okay, how would you guys see this? How would you, if I run this up, why is this so big? Tests, docs, GitHub, for Claude, public, scripts. What makes this so big? The cursor rules. That's what makes us so fat. Okay, it's a lot smaller. I want to add future modules like locations, characters, factions, but all of these modules need to be connected and referenced by the world story. They need to add to progressing the world story. They also need to react to the world story being progressed. So I want to refactor our system into using event bus modifiers so each individual module can still communicate with each other. And for every single module, the event bus could be used to progress the story and vice versa. As the story progresses, each of the modules should be able to react. The first thing in this refactor is to separate the story AI generation services, so the beats and the story progression, into its own service, and the world should be separated as well, like creating a world and keeping track of world events. I think should be separate, because then the story AI could take in all the world events. All modules should be able to talk to each other anyways in the future. That's the general architecture we want to figure out. That's the general architecture we want to figure out. Let's copy that. Let's explain how event buses work. Cool, now that you explained to me how event buses work, copy this, paste that in. I want to go to Claude, and then I'm gonna paste this in. Doom scroll Twitter a little bit. Shout out Melina for the shout out. I love you, girl. Add high tweet. Cool, happy we have Claude now. Honestly, every single company should be like, the moment a new model comes out, companies need to be on it like instantly. Like, bro, we know how this works. All you gotta do is change one line. All you have to do is change the model. It's one line. Every single like company needs the newest models off rip, or the competition is going to lap you. Like, I really did not want to use Bolt because they didn't have Cloud 4, and I was already using Cloud 4. It's like forcing you to downgrade. It's not fun. Okay, so this is what it talks about, the location. Oh, it was this chat. Oh, wow. Okay. So I was in the chat the whole time. So this was the chat explaining that. So I have a prompt here called Ultra Deep Thinking Mode. Greater rigor, attention. Let me read this out loud. Ultra Deep Thinking Mode. Greater rigor, attention to detail, multi-angle verification. Start by outlining the task and breaking it down into subtasks. For each subtask is for multiple perspectives, even those that seem initially irrelevant or improbable. Purposefully attempt to disprove or challenge your own assumptions at every step. Triple verify everything. Critically review each step though. Yeah, I don't feel like reading the rest. But it's super deep thinking mode, and what it does is it prompts O3 to go in super deep thinking mode. What is this? I am Butoshi. I am streaming for my build out for the world's largest hackathon, which is by Bolt. Prize pool is $1 million. I am making story engine. Yo, who's that one guy that said I should make an unlisted video that just explains what this is? I might have a copy paste here. Anyways, finishing this first thought before I branch off into 10 more thoughts. Is that ultra deep thinking mode prompts O3 to ultra deep think. So it's fantastic, right? In this case, it was going through ultra deep thinking mode. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. It was going through ultra deep thinking mode, and after ultra deep thinking, do you have any working part that we can see for the game? I really only have like the raw API because I am not. So what I'm planning on doing is making the back end through cursor/cloud code, and then I want to make the front end through Bolt, and then focus purely only on the front end with Bolt, so that I can still showcase Bolt because it is like a Bolt hackathon. But for the sake of my mental health and well-being, I need to use my cloud code. And the rules did say you could use other AI coding tools as long as the focus is primarily on Bolt. So I'm going to make the focus of the UI pretty design and the user experience primarily on Bolt. But I do need to make the backend API not on Bolt. So we're going into, but if you want to see just like the raw little naked front end, it looks like this. So you can manage worlds. I was just like fucking around. This is the death world, death kingdom. I did a little refactor so that we save the current beats in the database itself, which I didn't do prior, which is honestly like it's kind of, it was poor design off rip, and that was gonna lead to a big headache in the future. Well, we fixed it. So now the current world arc is, yeah, current beat ID is linked here, so they're linked together. So we can see that the current beat ID is B2. Now I could add events to this. If I want to add an event and I'm going to say player action, I'm going to say major, and I say that Ka HB resurrected the Death King. So right now, the Death King died, right? But Ka brought him back. So I'm going to add that event. There is now a new player action where Ka resurrected the Death King. So now if you progress the story, you could also open OpenPipe for debugging, just so we could see. So it's progressing the story, generating the story. You also got to change all of the models to like ChatGPT Nano for speed. Let me do that real quick, because that would make debugging a lot easier. I think if I go core and if I go modules, and then I think Sonnet could do this. Change every model from Claude 3.7 Sonnet to 4.1 Nano for speed, so that could help us in the back. Arise! Yes! This is literally you, bro, son. This is you. Well, this is P. Wait, I don't know if I could watch that on stream. Fuck it. To YouTube. Alright, so this is literally you. Alright, this is literally you in the game.
Arise.
Alright, so in the game you did that. And then it says the resurrection of the Death King by Cobb has created an unprecedented metaphysical paradox that threatens the very fabric of the Death Kingdom. The returned Death King exists in a state of impossible duality. Simultaneously, the absolute ruler, who once was and fundamentally changed entity by his experience of true death, but then he resurrected the Death King. Bro's doing everything but coding. Yeah, that's usually how my streams go, bro. Also, I am coding. I have my AI agents plotting on the side. Like, what am I supposed to do while they're fucking working? Sit here? No, I'm yapping. I'm distracting myself while I wait. Anyways, so now that we got micro event bus, you copy paste. So I'm assuming you're on Python now. Did I give it my full code base? So I think the best thing I could do here, Gemini and Chrome. Let's grab my code base, grab story engine. And then run up the docs are important here. Did it not already have? So I want to copy this. Be like event bus organizer. And then I keep this small. And then bus organizer. So that was the thoughts. So Claude, I want to transition my code base to an event. Did I already write that? Oh, my memory's atrocious. Was it this one? Ah. It was this one. Let me just copy this. Paste this in here. See what Opus thinks in design. But I also want to see what O3 thinks in design. How should we... Actually, I like this prompt. So I'm going to take this. Due to unrespected constraints, Claude can't answer my response. What? How does that make sense? What do you mean due to unrestricted constraints you can't answer my response? That makes no sense. You should be able to always answer my response. I pay for Claude Max. I'm getting scammed by Anthropic. No. This is 55K, bro. You're telling me you're the smartest model in the world and you can't take 55K context? Maybe I try again. Anyways, cops, you can see back from the recent world events. Oh, Death King died. Okay, so this needs to be attached. Yeah, so as a recent world event, and then the AI system picks it up, and then it generates a new story. Every model should by default now be 4.1 nano for the sake of debugging. I think O3 might have. What is the project you're doing? Let me get this. Let me get the copy paste ready. This is the. So FYI, I have code running in the back. Before you say I'm not coding, that's the point of vibe coding. You prompt and then you vibe, and you wait for the AI agent to finish coding for you, and you just redo that loop, non-stop. Let me see. It was a hackathon pitch. What am I looking for? Oh yes, someone asked what I am building, and I had a great response somewhere. You know, I would just link to Twitter. I think I wrote it out here too. Oh yeah, Story Engine is an AI narrative SDK that makes every game tell a unique story. Instead of scripted quests and static NPCs, our engine generates dynamic narratives that respond to player actions in real time. If you kill a merchant, the town economy shifts and his daughter becomes a revenge-seeking faction leader who's going to come back for vengeance. Game developers integrate our SDK, track player actions on their end, and get back rich narrative content to create a fluid world experience for dynamic, real games. You're vibe coding very heavily, bro. I just type commands in it and pray that it does what I want. Have previous coding experience is very valuable. See, I had no coding experience 2 years ago when I started, and I learned all my coding experience by just doing. Just do. It's all you have to do. Just do. Below is a battle plan for the refactor, written as if I were the lead architect signing off a technical design document. It's opinionated and deliberately specific, so your coder agents can work without further clarification. Oh. So you have the narrative. Arcs, beats, and summaries are no longer just details of the world. They drive every other subsystem. Give them their own module and database tables. Event bus. No cross-module service calls. Events in, events out. Keep coupling low. Enables eventual federation / microservices. High-level. New high-level module map. World events. World's events. Story. Arcs, beats, summaries. Location. Location plus spatial graph, character, NPCs / PCs, factions, reputation, shared, event bus. Arcs and beats are now physically part of the story module. So those change the same. folder skeleton, links domain, schema, ports, events, application, infra, persistence, AI, index, delivery. Okay, so these can stay the same. So that was not done for nothing. Okay, very simple. So now I'm gonna take the code director prompt. I'm gonna say we're gonna focus on. Can Bolt use? Can you add MCPs into Bolt? That'd make it a lot better if you could. I'll check that later. Sidetrack. Yeah, this looks good. Let me just save this real quick. Get add. Let me check the code. So available AI models. Is that it? What do I feel like you didn't get basically anything else? World AI adapter implements AI. Model equal this. Oh no, that is controlling the model for everything else. Okay. I guess that's all you have to do. Get add dot, get commit n, change model to 4.1 nano for sake of speed and testing. So that should make testing a lot faster and a lot easier. Now with this refactor, I'm gonna say we're gonna focus on first we're gonna focus on splitting world module into story. Maybe I should also add event bus at the same time. First, we're going to focus on adding the event bus, then splitting the world module into a story module as well, using the event bus. Actually, I think I should ask, before we get into like coding that, first we're going to focus on adding the event bus and splitting the world module into a story module, as well as using the event bus. How would this, what's the design? How would event bus implementation look in the split world module and story module? So first we're gonna ask, first we're gonna converse and see like how that works. What's good with that? One second. I needed a fork. Oh. Sorry, I needed breakfast, but let me make sure that I got this hoe running on the side. World writes an event robust, story reacts. Locations, characters, factions only need to subscribe to story.be created to react. 0 changes in roles to story code. Okay, cool. Merge this incrementally. Nah, just do it in one go. So now I'm gonna take the new code director prompt that we have. I'm gonna ask it to add the shared bus policy, refactor world service log to emit, introduce story module in shadow write mode, add create a prompt for 1 through 5. Oh, what's up, Shakti? Welcome back. It's going good. It's going good. Create a prompt for 1 through 5. Please. Prompt directive for 1 through 5. So we're gonna focus on that. Let's see what's good with that. The goal for today That's good. I like that question. What is the goal for today? That keeps me in track. Keep it simple. The goal for today is to get the event bus driven handler in so that we could add the location module and the future modules in a really easy way. So previously, I was like, oh, how can we get them to talk to each other? How can we get the different modules, the faction module, location module, the world module, all to communicate with each other and react when things happen? O3 suggested we do that through an event bus shared events handler. So all the modules could just either choose to listen in or not, and they could all emit events and they could all listen to each other's events. That fixes the entire design. So the goal is to add that, make sure it works smooth, and then we can start adding other modules really easily. Because that solves the design we were stuck on last time. So that is the goal for today, is to add that. Now my question is if Claude right here on the side could one-shot our goal for today. And then we would need a new goal for today. Yeah, that should be. See how that goes. In the meantime, so let's assume that works, right? Let's assume that that gets one-shotted. What do we do next? So we could be ahead. So we could plot. We could plan. What if I could just like follow up with this chat? Wait, where's the location module? I had a really good location module chat that I liked. Was it this one? How the new location module slots into the world stack, assuming we have an event bus. Subscribes to world.events. Listens to location if needed. No module imports another module's code. Everything runs through bus. World location be created. Ah, yes. Okay, so this would give this would give every single module its own AI agent to talk with and handle. I think that's what we came up with last time. So you can see if we could have that. But I did like this. Claude had a really good plan for a location module last time. Was it this one? Was this it? Did I have the plans in here? Random doubt. Are you sticking to Next.js API routers, CRPCs on Superbase for your backend? How do you go about securing your API endpoints? Yes. The API endpoints are secured via Zod. So I use Superbase authentication for... Superbase has a thing where it generates JWT tokens for you, and you could use that for API verification and authentication. So that would be... Or API keys. We could make an API key system. That would probably be easier. Also, I'm not using Next.js API routers. I'm using REST. I'm using TRPC and REST. Where's the location design document? I don't think it was this one. I gotta save my chats. This is fucking me up. I think this is not it. This could be it. Is this it? I said, yes, that's beautiful. I liked it in the past. Location module preserves persistent entities. Yes, it was this one. This is the ultimate high-level design that we want to save. So I'm going to add that here. Designs. And then I'm going to add locations.md. This is the design I want to save. We're going to let Claude continue to make edits. We're gonna sit and marinate on this until we could finish the event bus and ensure that the event bus works. We gotta progress through this one by one, not get overwhelmed. One brick at a time. One brick at a time. As what do you think? What do you suggest we do, Shakti? Or are you just asking? I'm open to everything. Shit. Chat, help me build this hackathon project. I'm gonna full screen this so you guys can see what's happening on the side. So it seemed to have created. I guess it doesn't help or it doesn't hurt to see the code it's making while it makes it. But this is the event bus. And the event limiter. We have the event bus added and going in here. Who's that? Oh, thanks for the follow. Fuck, I missed your name. I'm so sorry. But shout out. Let me see. Gertonian. My goats. So we're bootstrap. World service is updated to take the event bus. Did I already have an event bus? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Did I do a refactor in my sleep? Like, what happened here? Core. We met at the Story Protocol Hackathon. Oh, nice! Good to see you again. Thinking. What would this be? Core infra? Core infra. I already had an event bus. I already had an event bus. Why did I not know that? Bless. I mean, why did I bless myself? The fuck? I'm working on this. I'm gonna link it to you. Story Engine. It is an AI narrative game generator. Oops, not this one. Here, I send you this. So already had an event bus modifier, and this is moving into shared, but event bus is core infra, so I don't like it being there. It should definitely be in core still. But that could be like a its own little thing. Why did we have an event bus in the last one, in the old code? Oh, it's bridge. Got another problem? Problem AI? Yes. So I just want to move that back into core. Scaffold story module structure. Implement story service progress logic. Create story router and wire up manifest. ST005. This boy did work. What is this injectable stuff? Yeah, I gotta ask what all of this means. He is working. I will let him work. I'll let them do their thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think. But I have no thoughts in my head. I'm thirsty, one sec. Come on, Claude. Come on, Claude. Come on, Claude. Come on, Claude. Please, one-shot it. So we can move. So we can move on. Hey guys, where should we doom scroll while we wait for Claude to finish? I think I'm gonna work on another AI system at the same time. Run. And guys, so this is Ghost. This is my other AI project I'm working on. It's my personal assistant encrypted app locally that uses Cloudflare AI workers to run open source models. I have a Touch ID sign-in. None of my modules are loaded. Why? What was the last thing I was working on here? Oh, did you finish? I don't think you finished. No, I don't remember the last thing I was working on here. Oh, I was working on a refactor. What were you doing? What were you doing? What was the last commit to Ghost I did? Oh, Ghost is my ADHD personal AI assistant. It helps me with my life. Fixed Cloudflare worker and created AI module that streams in text, saves to the database, takes settings in from main app. So I think I was mid database refactor somewhere. But I think this is refactored. Module settings pane. Views, render, index. What's schema TS for? Echo hello. Echo UI. Echo AI chat. I'm gonna grab the logs, try to figure out. See this. Okay, we're gonna work on two code bases at the same time because I got bored waiting. I also been wanting to work on Ghost. So it doesn't load in the modules when we click on it. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna paste it into repo prompt and be like server run. The actual code itself, the actual this Logs, nothing. Modules are just empty. Screenshot that. Go back to chat, paste that in. Grab Ghost. Not the Ghost worker. And then say, we're working on refactoring Ghost and all its modules so that each module, one. I swear I talked about this already. What happens when I say what pops up? Project structure guidelines, TRPC. Location vertical slice design. No, not this one. Nope, not that one. Alright, I don't know why all of those pop up with Ghost when they're not Ghost. We're going to be working on refactoring Ghost and all its modules so that each module, one, can connect to the main app settings. Two, have their own logic built in. And is set up to also each have their own AI assistant that the main AI chat can talk to. And this is good practice because we're both like, what I'm doing for Ghost, what I'm doing for the story engine right now is going to be the exact same thing where every module has their own AI agent that runs it. So this would be good feedback and design to learn how to do that. Can connect to the main app settings, have their own logic built in and set up so they each have their own AI system, the main AI chat can talk to. Each have their own modules. Each have their own UI modules that are built. I need another screenshot. I think I got rid of my screenshot. Each have their own UI modules that are built, that are implemented into the module specific front end. They should all have their own selection on the side that is shared, and clicking it loads in their module in the module specific viewer pane is the vision I have here. And then honestly just a tool for you, but my comments are getting deleted. Got some crazy moderation. Why would your tool, why would you be getting deleted? That don't make sense. What's getting deleted? What are you trying to say? You could also come in the Discord. I don't know if you joined the Vibe Coder Discord yet, but this is, you should get into this, into that server. That's right, server, right? Yeah, the Vibe Coder server. I was writing out. I believe we're mid refactor and forgot. I believe we're mid refactor, but I lost the progress. Right now it seems like everything is done, but nothing shows up. Shows up in the app. Just see what O3 says about that. See how that goes. And back to World Engine. Is it done? It ran all my tests, and the tests are passing. That's why we have test-driven development, baby. Wait, so what? How does this look now? You have events. Do we already have an event thing that worked? Is there like schema integration we have to do? It seems like, what do you do for a living? This? Exactly what I'm doing right now. Excuse me, sir, what do you do for a living? Just be breathing air and shit, you know? That'd be why on a daily basis, 24/7, non-stop, you feel me? All tests pass, builds succeed, and implementation follows the project structural guidelines. So, if I test this myself, first off, this event bus is this is like core infra, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna move this into core. Hi, Miami. How are you? Sorry, I just want to move all this. This is structurally bothering me. Okay. NPM run test. Now, why would Claude lie to me and say that all the tests are passing if none of the tests are passing? What does this mean? Is it because I changed the order of them? 2 failed tests. We'll look into that. What do you mean the tests are passing? We got this. Just want to see what it says. Check out git ingest. Oh, I know about git ingest. I just use repo prompt though, but git ingest, very good. Very, very good. I'm starting on my project this week too. Ooh, what are you working on? That's fine. I wanted to move event bus. Okay, so it was because I moved it. Oh, I see. So the test did work. It was because I moved it. That was my fault. I'm so sorry for doubting the super smart AI system again. Why do I always do that? How dare I? No, don't worry about. You can stop working there. Okay, you are free. All the tests pass. Perfect. It's a real estate kind of agent. Oh, that's so interesting. For a real estate voice agent, you should look into the new 11 Labs voice agent stuff. That'd be really fun. Because now we have 2. We have a okay, now let's ask. Now that we got this refactor working, I guess I could ask the Claude here. Because this looks good for a refactor. I mean, shit, the test passed, the test run. Everything seems to work fine still. My question is, now how can we update the front end so the functionality works the same, but takes in our new upgrades? Multi-model with 11 labs. Beautiful. I'm excited for you. Let me keep the chat for later so you can focus. No, I actually, don't worry. My AI agents are running. I need someone to chat with while this is running, bro. Otherwise, no one's chatting with me, then I'm just gonna like pull out a second code base and start working on the second code base. Like this. Okay. Which AI are you using right now? I'm using O3, I'm using Cloud for Opus, I'm using Cloud for Sonnet, I use Google Gemini 2.5 Pro. That's basically the roster. What are you doing currently? I'm working on adding an event bus driven handler for all the events and story engine. Wait. Wait. Yo, why is he saying that? There are not two different types of beats. No. It fucked up. It did something retarded. I'm trying to think. No, the story module controls the story, it handles the beats. Handles the story progression. The world events module handles creating worlds and keeping track. How should this be split? How do I pin a link? The story module controls the story, handles the beats, handles the story progression, and story events. Well, I'm confused. Why would I split the world module and the story module? Why do you do this again? Wait. How did you see the differentiation between the story module and the world module? Bodikov, oh. You guys just found each other on stream? That's cute. World is authoritative for what actually happened. Story is authoritative for what it means narratively. Do I buy that? Source of truth for facts about the world. And story module turns that into arcs and beats. After an event row is inserted, after AI saves a beat. Ah. Yeah, that seems good. Let's fix that. Yeah, I think I know this guy. That's funny. Chad just found each other. Okay, so that's fixing. I hope. See what ChatGPT says here. To fix our other code base that we're working on the side. Okay, now we're just waiting. Now we're just waiting to see. The method should be moved to the story module. Now I understand the architecture correctly. Motherfucker, you should have understood the architecture when you started working on it from day one. Creates and manages worlds, logs world events, emits world events log when events happen. No beats, no arc, no AI. Story module listens to world events. Creates story arcs and beats based on those events. Use AI to generate narrative structure. Owns all story progression logic. This means we need to Remove all B/arc logic from the world service, move it to story service, update the front end and call story module for arc/B operations. These messages to be moved. Okay, maybe we could start that smaller. Would you like me to move all arc/B logic from the world module to the story module, update the story module to properly handle arc creation progression, up the front end and call story module, keep world module, focus on worlds and events? Yes. Just rip it, bro. Just fuck it. Let's see it. I don't know if that'll work. Kind of scared. Now, what is this guy doing? He told me nothing discovered. Modules is walking the file system with this. When the app is started by election form in dev mode, this resolves to the directory does not exist. The glob finds nothing. The registry stays empty. Reduction, the same code will fail for a different reason. Wait, why don't music stop? My name is his surname. Oh. Hi, Savan. What's up? God, this is doing something. First time using Bolt, I got thrown off for a while. What got you thrown off? Oh my god, why is he just ripping my... You know what? Fuck this refactor. That's too much work for no reason. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Undo every single change. Alright, hold up. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't like that. I don't like the direction it's going. We already have code that works well. World arc can progress the story and all of that. Fuck all that. We're not doing that. We're not doing this refactor. Instead, no. Let's do this. We will not be splitting. We will not be splitting the world module and the story module into two different refactors. Fuck that. The world module is part of the story. We track world events and we progress the story. Also, we already have an event bus file in our core, right? It's like right here. Also, we already have an event bus in our core infra. Why? What does it do? I'm like, if I already have an event bus, what am I doing all this for? I'm just wasting time. Okay, what the current event bus is and does. This is what we need to know. It emits world created, arc created, be created. For logging and analytics. Subscribe without type copying. The world module is an import or know about a character service. Oh, it still has a character died logic? Bruh. We don't even have a character dot died. topic. Why do I, yeah. Wait, handle character. Yeah, we don't need to. You know, we don't need to track that, bro. So we don't actually have a subscription we're paying attention to. But I see how that works. I see how that works. That's silly. npm run tests, all tests pass. Gonna git commit and remove the random handle character death events. They already have an event bus, but it's mostly for logging, so we can just use our existing fucking event bus that we already have. That's why we should understand our code and read it. Single process delivery. All handlers run asynchronously. Okay. Recommended next steps. Story AI service is a class living inside the world module. Isolates all prompt building / chat calls, so beats are one concern, world persistence another. Refine event catalog. World event logged, world beat created. Add world beat resolved. If other modules need to acknowledge directives. No, we don't need that. Policy wrapper for event bus. Prevents accidental infinite cascades. No modules, come on. I mean, it seems like the way. Schedule the autocalls regress arc. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All we need. So we're gonna make it so the story progresses with each beat. That's the easiest thing we could do. Is just make sure we track like every beat, look through everything that's happened, and decide for each module. Like should look like this. This is what the high level architecture should look like to keep it simple. Alright, designs. Oh, I accidentally deleted my location thing. I actually wanted this design. Hold on. Give it back. Okay. What was I gonna say? Let me just write it down before I forget it. All modules waits for story beats to progress based on world events and the story beats created. Then all modules react. Faction status get updated. Location status gets updated. Character relations and status get updated. Factions, relations, and status get updated. Location status gets updated. Alright, each of these should all be world events. All character, faction. Because look, every action in the world logs a world event. World events progress the beats. All modules wait for story beat to progress. Based on world events and the story beat created, then all modules react. Hi Subdo, what's up? This is the golden thing we live by, the golden design we live by, to keep everything super simple. Every action in the world logs the world events. World events progress the beats. All modules wait for story beat to progress. Based on world events and the story beats and the new story beat created, then all modules react. Then a module sees that the location status, then the module sees the story beat progressed. What changed? Oh, location status gets updated. Oh, based on the world events, player fucking destroyed this place. Cool, updated, destroyed now. Faction relations and status gets updated. Character relations and status gets updated. Okay. That's it. This is the golden. I'm gonna put that. This is the golden design rule we live by. Let's call this golden design rule. Golden rule. All right, cool. World service log event. Beat progression is an automatic reaction to world event logged. All other modules wait for world.beat.created, then mutate themselves. Yes, that is exactly how it should go. That is exactly how it should go. Safety rails, keep the loop tame. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna implement this. This is less of a headache. Handle character death. I'm just let it know I handle character death and subscription logic because it was there for no reason. Continue with implementing this golden design rule so that we can create a new module. Continue with implementing this golden design rule so that we can create a new module that can add to world events. I can react to story beats. Also, modules should be able to talk to modules of the future. Okay, let me delete this. Based on this golden design rule, we need to keep in mind that modules of the future should be able to talk to, well, I guess should be able to talk to, well, hold on, because I'm thinking locations need to be added to the context, but if location status is just in Superbase and we just load in the Superbase status, they only mutate based on story beat. All we have to do is add world events, and then location, relations to status, all of that shit is added there. So that's like existing ones. And then new world events that happened, all of that is added in from the database, from the location, different modules and stuff that exist. And then we'll figure that out. Based on this golden rule, you need to keep in mind that modules of the future should be able to talk. Nah. So just add this original thing we had because I was right. Could react to story beats. Could mutate to story beats. And we'll get that running.
Get ready for the fight! Finishing. Victory. Get ready for the finish it. Victory.
Oh, my mic was muted. Fuck. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyways, I was saying the hackathon is you don't have to know how to code. The point is to vibe code. I didn't know shit about shit 2 years ago. I just use AI to code back end and front end for me. They do it all. No, I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. We should be good to go. Anyway, so the golden rule, I was saying that this is the refactor where every action logs world events, buffered events, so all modules react to the beat, getting generated, it can like emit new events if it wanted to. So, maybe we could copy this. Changes internal to the world module, external API is stable. Okay, this is good golden rule design. This should simplify things a lot for us. Let me see. So I think, from how long are you vibe coding? I've been coding for the last 2 years. Vibe coding for the last 2 years specifically. Oh, stretching feels so good, bro. Man, those 2 years. My green screen is getting dirty because of my chair. Oops. So I'm just trying to eat on this side here.
And you know, like it's a very specific font, it's a very specific layout for the pricing, for
Wait, sorry, I'm getting nerds tonight by this tweet.
example.
I think this is a good tweet to look over. Let's go look at this tweet together. My green screen is barely showing. Oh no. Yeah, so there's a little hidden line right here.
People who watch, they're going to be able to charge more. They're going to get more trust with the products, and they're
Let's see how this works.
I found a hack to prompt Lovable, Bolt, V0 10x better. And it's this tool that no one
Added some dramatic ass music to
I
this.
brought the founder of that tool to show you how to prompt for UI. And this might be an episode that for people who watch, they're going to be able to charge more. They're going to get more trust with the.
You're gonna be learning. See, they have a very different flavor. Vibe coding a bunch of products.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I want that. I know exactly what that is. Oh, wait.
Such
Wait,
as Aura,
wait.
but also
I know exactly
a
what that is.
Dreamcut.
I just
Both
started
of
learning
them
Java.
have
Any
over
advice? Use AI. That's my
150,000
advice.
lines of code. So these are months and months of work, and I think I have a unique perspective.
Yo.
Using the separation of
What prompt is this? What prompt is this? What prompt? Where? I want this product. I want this product. I want this product. Where is this
They
product?
have a very different flavor, and most of them are very basic and very generic. The same with V0, which is to me V0 is
Where is this? Where is it?
to have a seat at the table, but it does give you the power to have a startup, to found your company, and to make something in a weekend. So what I would like to bring is, as someone who is vibe coding a bunch of products, such as Aura, but also a Dreamcut. Both of them have over 150,000 lines of code. So these are months and months of work, and I think I have all a man robe, and then what is a serif font, and then full, but also unique because you brought a lot more nuances to the table.
Prompt it in the best possible way.
There's two communique motions that how do you prompt in such, for example, you can just quickly change the text like this, and you can quickly change, but and then so that there's no one else does it is something that I want. Powerful design.
Lord, what is that
This
first tool? I want that
not
first
really
tool. That
cares
first
about
tool
these
is
things as
fucking
much as
crazy.
code, little extra effort. So you a lot of people, you can see like something as, I wouldn't say dumb, but something as small as just like a shining background with a little bit of a gradient moving can add that little oomph to it. And so it's one of my favorite called React bits. So you can have like particles, you can have like, so you bring and
Bro, what was
in
that?
my profile I have so many design that I created, and be the first customer right away. I just pivoted, right? Like even you can even see it from the design to a web platform because nobody could install the app, and I had is how many
And I listen to this.
a coincidence. But
What is it? Is this called Aura library? Is it design code? I want that product, bro. That product is crazy. Okay, actually, like how to use AI, as you said. Use AI as a mentor to help you understand and help you teach. Also make things. Honestly, that's the best thing I could tell you. The best thing I could tell you is to just make things, bro. What was that? Well, he had a specific tool. They didn't say what the tool was. You're gonna piss me off, bro. He showed a specific tool on the stream, and I want access to that tool. Oh, is it this one? Oh, yes. Prompt builder. I just want to try it. This could be really powerful for what we're trying to do right now. Very powerful, yes. My green screen is bothering me. Give me one sec. Is that fixed? Oh, that is fixed. Prompt builder. Ah. Yes. Yes. Yes, this is exactly what I want. Yes. I needed access to this. I needed access to this. This is cool. I'm saving this. Chat, we're saving this. This is a very useful tool. I'm gonna add that to resources here. AI UI builder. That's really useful. AI UI builder. Work with that. What's this tool that you're searching for? It just helps you like choose the layouts and like helps you build front end prompts. I needed these visuals specifically is what I needed access to. And like the different like clay web, Mac app, like framing, styles, fonts. It just makes it really easy to prompt. So this is cute. I like that. That was the side track. Let's see how that goes. Yes, make changes, bro. Come on, boy. Okay. Add hot policy, guard policy, update world service, log events, submit events, create story, AI service class, update manifest for eager story AI, instantation, create test scaffolding for story AI service. My Ghost module worked on the side, but that just flopped. Yeah, we're back on track. You're very experienced, buddy. Glad it looks like it. I just use AI to do everything for me, so. Like, why? What is this? Why is it creating a story? Oh, I think that's old. Delete. It didn't make it right. There's no way it was prompted to make this. Okay. Hello there. That was on us. Okay. I'm trying to think. See, it looks like I'm thinking about something in my head very deeply right now. But I just want to let you guys know that I don't have a single thought in my head. And I'm trying really hard to create a thought. And my head is just empty. No thoughts at empty. No thoughts at empty. What do we need? 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 Can you ball day nice? Oh, I forgot. I'm not sharing my other screen, so you guys can't see when I doom scroll Twitter. Does this work? Oh, wow. It wasn't loading our shit, though. Okay, that let us start our app. But we still getting this error. This is creating the test. It's really nice that it creates tests for us. It's so kind of Claude. So kind of Claude to do. I don't even really know how testing works. I just know that it's supposed to import our code. And as we import the code, format event expects world event with a created app field, but I'm passing a different structure. Oh, the other one finished. Run npm start again. Nope. I think I need to grab that. Add that back in. Be like npm start to fix for each module. Copy this. Run it. So big pro tip when you're working with AI systems. Big pro tip when you're working with AI systems. Do you know Flutter? And no, I'm an Electron boyo. I haven't used Flutter yet. But big pro tip when you're working with AI systems is always start a new chat. So it added in like our MVP of what we wanted to work on. But then it started bugging down here. And one thing that AI systems do is they start degrading very rapidly the bigger the context window is. So anytime you get to a point where it's like, okay, things look like they're working, but there's a new bug that comes up, new bug is good. That means new problems. New problems means new chat. Start a new chat every single time. Are you still trying to fix this test, bro? Did I update the schema? It would probably help a lot if I updated the schema. Oh no, I'm pretty sure I consolidated everything into the schema. It's debugging it on its own. Okay, bio, damn. Cloud Agent is kind of disgusting, by the way. Let me debug this. The development loader tries to delete the import. The small. Oops. Why I prefer the solution, you probably will too. Zero friction while you're coding. Drop new folder with manifest index. The command R just works. No extra build step. The hook is dev early. So happy vibe coding, Butoshi. Oh wow, look at him. Ping me if another module throws a tantrum. I absolutely will, buddy. Thank you. I think I didn't give it the context of this, but look, so now we're in a new chat, right? New chat, new error. I'm gonna paste in the solution. And then the problem is that we are getting that failed to register manifest in with npm starts. Please fix, right? That's a magic sauce. Just say please fix. The tests are passing. Yeah, do not commit the changes yet, buddy. Relax. I need to test it. Yeah, the tests are passing. I'm gonna commit the test. I'm gonna commit the changes now. No, okay, let's actually test the changes now. So first off, I want you to explain and write what you did. Explain the golden design rule in docs. Can I connect with you? You can join my Discord. Here. Join this Discord. This is the vibe coding Discord. What I implemented: event bus enhancement, added hop tracking to prevent infinite event loops, added payload size limits, added debug logging, created a new log event method in world service that emits, where's that? Where'd it go? Log event method in world service that emits world event logged events. These events carry impact levels: minor, moderate, major, or catastrophic. Every logged event is immediately broadcast on the event bus. Story AI service, the heart of the system, listens for all world event logged events and buffers them. Automatically triggers beat generation. No, why are you doing automatic beat generation? Oh, actually, this is pretty good. When 3+ major / catastrophic events accumulate, when 24 hours pass since the last beat timer, generates new story beats using the buffered events as context in this world beat created for other modules to react to. Happy Path, 3 major events trigger beat generation. I don't know why we have that. I should have paid attention. But I don't hate it. Hop guard, events exceeding 8 hops are ejected. Payload guard, oversized events are rejected. Buffer management, only significant events trigger beat generation. The golden rule explained. The golden rule establishes a single universal pattern for narrative progression. Every action triggers an event, which triggers a beats. An event, every action triggers an event. Events go into beats, reaction. Beats cause reactions that cause more events. Every action becomes an event. When anything happens in the world, player action, and PC decision environments change, it's logged as world event log. Events accumulate. Story AI service buffers the events, tracking their impact levels. Beats emerge from events. When significant events accumulate or time passes, the AI generates a new story beat that reflects the accumulated events, provides world directives, identifies emergent storylines. All modules react. When world.beat.created is emitted, any module can listen and respond. Location module might spawn new areas. Faction module might shift legacies. Character module might trigger NPC reactions. Why this design is powerful. Decoupled modules don't need to know about each other. New modules just listen for beats and emit events. Complex narratives arise from simple interactions. This is perfect. Can you write that in docs? Can you write that in docs, please? So you want to save that. That looks good. I'm gonna fix this real quick in chats. And I just want to know, based on our golden rule, this work? Oh, it works now. Wow. Oh. Well, it kind of works. It loads in the modules now, and all the modules are specific. Like, they all have emojis. But the actual modules themselves... Oh, look, it seems to work. You just have these issues, so that's good. We'll note that on the side. Yeah, golden rule architecture docs. Does our front end still work exactly as it already does, or does anything, or did anything change? Do we need to update creating modules.md? to explain how to have modules. 1, listen to world beats generated and react to them, and anything else modules need to know. So, in terms of our documentation, the story engine implements a fundamental design pattern called the golden rule that governs how all narrative progression occurs. This architecture ensures that every action in the world contributes to an emergent self-evolving story. So yes, every action, event, beat, reactions, more events. Any module can subscribe to world.beat. Created events and react. Oh, and then we could also just have super base commands that like allow everything to connect and talk to each other. Okay. Okay. Does the front end still work? Our test still passed. We have 63 tests that still passed. Whoa. Why do you look all messed up? The front end will continue to work exactly as it does now. Let's see if it's capping to us or not. npm run dev. Let's see it. Let's see that. Create new world. The enchanted kingdom. Magical and shit. Create world. Alright, creating world still works. Create new arc. Story arc. Fire. I click create arc. And it has generated a story for us in an arc overview. And then I add a world event saying that Sivanesh wanted to connect to a baker. I don't know, that makes, I don't know. Progress story. Progressing story with 4.1 nano. Generating a new world beat on the spot. New world beat generated. So since that was... I guess I didn't really care about your baker. Since it was such a minor player action. Yeah, I said, fuck yo, baker. So previous world states. Next thing for arc overview. Recent. Okay. So this definitely needs to be improved in terms of the storytelling perspective, but I think architecture-wise, prompt-wise, that all looks really good. So, okay, everything works. We have the golden rule working. We have our server still working. You know, you do not have to... Okay, it's being mad extra with this, but this completes the event bus refactor that we need to do now, guys. We could add the world module, which I'm very excited for. So the world module should just come in when we create a world. When a world event is created, it should also trigger generations to create world states and create a world map. Now the thing with that is, see, we have our location design right here, right? Yes, we have who controls what. We have the factions thing here. Oh, this is location. So, okay. This explains how to create modules. This explains the golden rule that we follow. This is the golden rule design doc. So this all looks good. Again, all the tests pass. So, get add dot. You know, let's make Claude write the commit for us. Write the commit and push to us on what you did. So now that we have So okay, our architecture in terms of an app, we worked and busted ass for the API, the TRPC, making modules like a nice vertical slice that actually makes sense. We now have an event bus that handles all of the events, progressive story, and we have tests. Now it is time for new modules and new beginnings, specifically location module. So I'm very excited for the location module. So we are gonna, yes. Automatic beat generation on 3 major events. There's no room. Or 24-hour timer. Fuck it, just run it, bro. Just run it. We'll just see how it goes. So we're gonna push that. And now we're gonna see if Claude could one-shot the location module for us. This is TRPC. Where's the location module design dog? Yes, it's right here. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of let's get rid of the phases. AI extracts location details with appropriate tags. Okay, so we're gonna take this concept of the existing location system that we already have, combine it with the new golden rule architecture that we just created. So I'm gonna paste this in. I'm gonna say v1 location module design, and then I'm going to explain that so I'm gonna grab some docs, right? Golden rule. I'm gonna take creating modules, golden rule, TRPC. So it has all the context on how all of that works and how the AI works and how the world system works. Now, yeah, I'll take the SRC. Take all of this juice, this juicy juice. As well as the schema. Where's the schema? Where's the schema? Where's the schema? Where's the schema? Supabase schema. Yes. Okay. I'm going to explain that. So the location module should react to world events. So this is how I want the location module to work. When a world is created, when a world is created for the first time, similar to the anchor points being generated in the world module, the location module needs to generate a set map via AI function calls that create a fixed location region map of the world. And every time, so there needs to be an overarching AI agent that reacts when a new beat is created from the world module beat system. When a new beat is created, we look at what happened and we look at all the world events, and the AI system, the AI agent that is in charge of the world module, of the location module, then decides to update and change the description, the state, save the history, etc. of the different locations that were generated off rip. New locations can be generated if the AI agent deems so, or it could update the existing location of the current world map. The current world map needs to be connected to each other. I think that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Let's see. Oh, cool. Just don't save a single thing I said. You know, fuck me. I could have said that better anyways. Design provides a solid foundation. I want locations to do this. When the locations upon world creation should be generated on the spot. Should be generated on the spot, depending. Locations upon world creation should be generated on the spot, depending on the description and details of the world when it's made. Similar to how we have to generate a story arc. Before that, we have to generate world locations and sets a world map. Locations have status and descriptions, which can get updated dynamically as the story progresses. New locations could also get made. Let me full screen this for you guys. So I'm just writing here that new locations could also get made on the side. New locations could also get made. I don't like it big. It's just fine. New locations can also get made if the system deems it. Updates only happen when a story beat progresses, which can be listened to via the event handler. So they should all be like different bullet points. So locations upon world creation should be generated on the spot. New locations could also get made if the system deems it. Updates only happen via an event handler. This complexity of how to update things can be done via AI agent function calling, similar to how we have the world map system set up. What's the high level design of implementing this into our system? So if I copy this, go to chat GPT, hit the ping. Okay, ping's closed. We paste this. I think this design should actually slap. It should actually slap. And when we get locations going good and that works well, then we can start doing a whole bunch of fun things. Below is a clean, opinionated roadmap I would follow to our locations in a story engine without breaking the golden rule loop or TRPC rest surface. It assumes you adopt the location module design you sketch and add only what is strictly necessary. So when a world is created, world.create is already emitted. We would just have to subscribe to it. The AI generates a canonical world map and sees locations in one transaction. Emits location created for each location. Beat progresses. World beat.created. Location service. Parse directives and emergent storyline for location clues. Decide, update existing, mutate status, or discover new. Emit location events. I'm also curious. I feel like Claude, for some reason, works a lot better when it comes with AI assistants. They just work so much better. It's just creative. It's just much more creative. But O3 is really good at like hard technical design in general. So I want to keep using that. Initial map seeding flow, world locations, implementation nuggets. So this is more of like the technical. This is the technical details of how we should add it. But looking at the technical details and the location docs, what is your high level, what is your opinion on how the AI system, because we already choose core, right? We add core. Oh, I think I need to give it an example of like the world module. I think that would help it a lot. What's your opinion? And worlds as an existing example. What is your opinion on how the AI system integrated with locations would work with our engine? So that should give some nice direction for us. Yeah, so I think locations, factions, characters and like non-player characters, NPCs and PCs should be it. And then we could focus on, I guess, creating an AI game with it in Bolt. See how that goes. Little side thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. The new DeepSeek R1 0528 scored 71% on the Hater Polyglot coding benchmark for $5 compared to the other models. God damn. That's insane. That is insane. What is this doing? The first structured 3D. Wait, go back. The first structured 3D generated model that jointly generates multiple parts and objects from a single RGB image in one shot without the need for segmented image inputs. Whoa! That's cool. I need that. Saving that. Need that. Oh, this boy's still thinking. How do you see the AI? Sorry, I'm typing right here. How do you see the AI system working? See that? The one discipline state, let's call build world map, create location plus map SVG for 10 to 20 locations. Update location, discover location. Here's the thing, for it to update location, it needs to understand. First, to update a location, it needs to understand what locations are even there, the description of them, and the status of them. One beat, one call, bounded cost. And so I feel like Opus would do a better job at this. Locations module should follow the world's proven pattern, but with location-specific intelligence. Structured AI, following the world module's pattern, use strict function schemas, generate initial world schemas based on the world description. So it's generating an array. Oh wait, it's also asking it to make the X and the Y on the map. Kind of sick. Why do I kind of like that? But also I don't. It shouldn't have a relative position. It should have a relative position. I think relative position is interesting. Beat reactive location. The most interesting part, locations react to story beats intelligently. Thriving, stable, declining, ruined, abandoned, lost. Update locations based on story beat. So it has to like location ID. Okay, so it has location ID. New status, types, description changes. The AI needs rich context to make. Yo, okay. Opus slaps. Opus slaps at this. The AI needs rich context to make intelligent location decisions. React to beat. Build context with current location states. Beat directives that might affect locations. Recent world events. Faction control. In the future. Because current location states. Beat directives that might affect locations. Recent world events. Current location states. Intelligent prompt design. Initial map generation, beat generation. Only change locations when beats directly affect them. I think world events. Huh. Okay, I really like this. One thing is that I think beats. I really like this. You need to make sure that a rich world map gets generated off rip. Also, as long as the updated AI context can see important context like location ID, then it has the ability to call multiple tools at the same time at once. You just need to make sure that it has ability to update multiple AI tools, locations at the same time if it wants. I really like it should be able to update descriptions, status, act. Also, it's important for us to save the history of locations and the world in the database. I think this is good MVP for locations. So this looks good so far. Please return the high level design of how we can implement this location module into our app. Okay, now we're gonna get the high level design of the location module and we're gonna implement that. It seems that we have finished our goal of each module already has its own AI agent in general. I don't know why I was tripping about that. God, our design was good from day one. Dude, I made it like that from day one. I didn't even think about it. It's Clutch Meister. Wait, I need a... What's this? Mystical music mix. Royalty free. Yes. Yes, this is good. This is good soup. This is good sauce. What was I doing? Oh, yes. 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 I was talking to Claude. I'm back. What did I miss? We got the event bus refactor done. What's up? Welcome back, Shai. We got the event bus refactor done. Right now I'm adding the new location module. And everything else is set. Everything runs. I'm pretty happy about the architecture, actually. It's pretty good. So now I am going to... Okay. This is the design document. What's up, Coffee Nick? How's the boy, Coffee Nick? Hey. Hey. Location module implementation roadmap. So when a world is created, we see the initial map because we want to create a new canonical world map and see locations each transaction. When a peep progresses, we want the location service to react to beats. So we want it to update existing, mutate status, or discover new locations depending on what happens. And then we'll have faction stuff in the future. Initial map seeding flow. Location table in your schema. Okay, this looks good. Now I'm gonna take this high level design. I'm going to ask it to turn it into code directions. Yeah, anytime I work with AI agents, I'm gonna use Claude from now on. It's just way too good at this shit. Way too good at this. This is the table. Future faction support. New locations. Main locations table. Create table locations. ID world ID parent location ID. If it references a location ID. Core attributes is name. Type. Is it a region? City, landmark, wilderness. Description. Status stable. Thriving, stable, declining, ruin, abandoned, lost. Future faction support. Metadata. Map positioning. Shit. It's giving us map positioning. That's kind of interesting. History tracking table. So I like the map positioning because it'll bring more coherent timelines to the story, or coherent, like, things that make sense. Like, if something happens in this region on the top right, it's not going to affect a region less so on the bottom right. Unless it was like a world event or something. You're writing way too much code, sir. You're writing way too much code. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Stop. We can't shut off the AI systems. It doesn't want to listen to us. It's just going to keep going. It's going to keep going forever, bro. Oh, no. Okay. Don't give me code. Does the map module include image gen? The other day you were testing Flex to make maps. I suggest checking out procedural generation for maps. It's used for game devs. You know, that could be really interesting. That could be really... Especially because, like, we're providing the X and Y coordinates. We're giving this to Cloud Code. See how that works. I'll be right back. We will learn how to implement it on a site. We will figure it out. So I gotta make sure my sound. Okay, we're all good. We will figure it out, Shakti. So I'm taking a bite on the side. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Yes. I hope that made sense to you guys. There's also Asgard Fantasy Map Gen. I'm gonna check that out right now. Give me 1 second. Now, what is this Asgard Fantasy Map Gen? Oh, look at that. It's right. It's reading our documents because we told Claude when it's working on stuff to read the proper documents. Look at that. I'm so proud of him. Plus 10 more tool uses. Wait, what are all the tool uses? I want to see a detailed transcript. It's not showing me a detailed transcript. I was going to read the project rules for us. Fuck it, should we just work on the character at the same time? I'm gonna give it the high. I'm gonna just do, what if we do this? What if I work on the faction module and the characters module all at the same time? So like, what if I take this high? What if I take this design doc? And then I'm like, based on the world and locations module, how would factions and character modules look like? So I'm thinking I could one-shot a factions module. Generate 3 to 7 founding factions. When a world is created, assign initial location control. Location status change. Update controlling faction if location lost/abandoned. Adjust faction power metrics. Ooh. We could also control their power level and see how strong they are. Seems interesting. And all of this just affect the generations. So, because then I'm thinking, once I have a story engine, then I could just create an AI D&D game that follows it immediately off rip. I was going to search this up. Asgard Fantasy Map Gen. Hold on. This could work, by the way. We could use this. We could use something like this. Because we provide the X and Y coordinates, we could just literally generate a map on the spot. That could be a really fun part of the module. Let's add that. Because what could be more important to the story engine than the story map? The map of the story. Yes, create the schema. Create whatever you want, boy. Let's add that to the to-do. Make it so arcs have a detailed description. We actually added that. Ensure that progressing beats contains the context of this description. I'm pretty sure we already have that. Recent world events need to be formatted nicely. We already have that. Modules, worlds. Modules to do. Worlds, nothing. Locations, create. Factions, create. Characters, create. Now for locations, I wanted to make it so create a world map. I want to have a world map that gets created, especially since we provide the x/y coordinates of locations. So let's do that. Ensure proper handling and fallback for AI core and all AI calls. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Now I'm thinking we could generate a map on the spot. If anything, we could vibe go to map creator. If anything, what I'm gonna do on the side is how can we create or use something like Asgard Fantasy Map Creator in TypeScript where I can provide the X and Y location of the regions and locations on my map. Two, we generate the world map based on locations, descriptions, status. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this straight up. I'm pretty sure we could do this. This is something we could do. It's like, this is what locations look like. This is our AI location generator, our AI location generator. Paste this in. I want it to look, I want to be able to generate a map based on our existing locations and add to the map when a new location is made, or edit the map when something happens to location. They should all be connected like that. So I'm pretty sure we could make at least an MVP that does something similar and see how that could work with us. Let's close all this out. See how that goes. Yeah. So we are going to wait for this to finish because I want to make sure that the event bus logger and like the back and forth talks work before I try adding the other modules. But I think location is a good one, and then factions is another good one, and then we'll make characters because factions could be part of locations, but characters could be part of factions. So I want to make sure I have that before like we just make all the modules and it doesn't make sense. I will be right back. Give me 1 sec. Okay, is it done? Run that test. I need to add the schema. Where is the SQL I have to inject? You could git ingest map GitHub repo to help. I just saw that. Are you still here, Shakti? Let's try that. Oh yeah, let's try that. So the Asgar fantasy map generator repo. Is it open source? Oh, it is open source. Git ingest. Okay, let's analyze how big is this code base. So we're gonna, okay, bet. Okay, so we're gonna download this. And this is a really big file, so we can't fit 300K plus context. How big is this repo? Oh, that's fat. Oh, that's fat. Okay. Maybe Gemini could understand it? How many tokens is that? Let's see if it works. It's not too big. You know what we could do too? Fuck, it's 1.6 mil context, so it doesn't fit in Gemini. What we could do is we could go to the repo. And I could ask Claude to analyze this repo and explain how the map generator works. Just so we get a general idea of how it works. Now we should have a new schema migration, which creates the whole location module. We're gonna add that to Superbase, which is under Story Engine, SQL Editor. Let's paste in this. And we should have locations generated now. So I'm gonna say, okay, oops. Okay, try the test again. I forgot I just added the schema to the repo. Claude had something go wrong. I like this a lot though. And like, what are the most important aspects of this repo? Like, I know we definitely don't need, maybe you could go to git ingest and like be picky with the files. Like, what's the most important thing? Config? Maybe config modules. Okay, I think Claude could run it up for us. We'll test that. And then Claude is making sure the tests for locations work. Okay. Run that up. So what's nice about Claude Code when you have tests, I didn't expect it to be over 1 mil. I think it's added a lot of unnecessary fluff. So I just have to be more picky, but I'm a bit lazy right now. I mean, what I could do is I could also, we could clone this. So we could go CD, so we could go, cd dev git clone, fantasy map generator, cd fantasy map generator, and then we could open a Claude instance in here and be like, I want to I'm gonna say I want to create me documentation explaining how this code base works. This repo has a lot of unnecessary fluff, so make sure we focus only on core code. That explains how the map generator works for developers. So I'm gonna have Claude go inside the repo itself and have it read it and understand it for us, and then write documentation for us that we could then give to O3. It's good. Now we're making progress. Server is running, but we need to fix our mock to return 8 to 15 locations. So that is going to run the location module. I'm so excited to finally have a new module. So we're gonna have the location module, and then we're going to have the, so what I'm looking for. The tests are passing now. Cool. Oops. Now it wants to test integration with world created and world be created events. Oh, he's going deep. Oh, it's going deep in the research to figure out how this works. Whoa. Okay. We can work with that. We can work with that. We can work with that. Let's see. So Claude read everything. Analyze main.js, analyze height map, understand Veroni diagram usage, analyze feature generation, study river root generation. I think it's like river and roots and everything. Damn. RKD should definitely be a part. The story be created doesn't have RKD and has directives as an array. No, should be fine. I just had a bite of oatmeal that was delicious. Economic crisis hits the city. Oh, TypeScript complication is successful. Damn, so it even make sure our TypeScript is good. That's fire. Let's run the lint command to make sure that we follow all the project guidelines. Yeah, these directions that we wrote for Claude is very, very powerful and very, very good. This is very good. It's very clean. Have you tested out Grok for research? Yeah, I don't really like Grok. As an AI thing in general, I think it's all right. It's just Everything else, like O3 is much better. Gemini 2.5 Pro is much better. Claude is much better. So it says it's done. Let's see if it's capping. npm test. So I created a new test, and these all pass. So this module follows all project conventions. Okay, now big thing. This is great. Now we're gonna ask it to write documentation. Now write module specific documentation in docs/modules in docs/modules/location. So we understand how location works and what we currently have. So that'll be the next step. And then once it writes the documentation, then we're gonna ask it to update the front end. And so if I npm run dev, cannot inject dependency, attempt to install unregistered dependency token. So worry about fixing this after we get the location module done, so that we know that works. And see how that goes. Ooh, now we got the technical analysis of how Asgard's fantasy map generator works. It's a sophisticated browser-based procedural generation system that creates detailed fantasy maps using algorithms and interconnect systems built entirely in JavaScript with no server dependencies. It generates complete worlds with realistic geography, cultures, and political structures. At its core, the generator uses Voronoi diagrams as a fundamental geometric structure. So what is this? What is Voronoi diagrams? Oh. Okay, I see. So it uses this mathematical algorithm to actually do the map generators via the diagrams. And then the system contains a dual graph structure, both Voronoi polygons for geographic features and Delaunay triangulation for adjacency relationships. Ah. Okay, I'm seeing the vision in my head. Generator applies Lord reaction to redistribute points more uniformly. Terrain generation, it uses a graph-based blob system for height map generation. Rivers, that makes sense. Oh, this is nice. Okay, check this. So it just uses regular X, Y coordinates, which you already have, but it also has a height, which is interesting. Maybe you might have to add a height to make it work. But it seems like, what the fuck, it actually figured that all out. Yeah, bro. Look, it did research on 424 sources for 6 minutes. It read everything. It read like a bunch of docs. It read the GitHub directly. It reads the research, whatever research is available on it. It reads everything, bro. Everything to understand how it works. And then puts it all together for us. We also have stuff like CD dev, CD fantasy map generator. If we open up the fantasy map generator, it should have made docs for us. And this also explains how the actual code itself works. Say, I also went in the code to like understand this, but that doesn't really help a lot. The one that inside Cloud Code seems to have, or Cloud itself, the research seems to have gone really, really deep into understanding how it works for us. No, this is good. So you want to know the best part? I could copy this and then I could go back to. Well, I guess we gotta wait on that step real quick. So if I'm like, it's still writing documentation. So let's let it finish the documentation. And we still got like a whole 39% before it compacts. What's a problem statement? I'm making a problem statement is that we're about to enter a world of AI gaming. And there needs to be some sort of structure that keeps all the actions that happen in the game, all the NPC dialogues, all the player actions to generate or to create a dynamic evolving storyline that runs forever, continuously, with AI systems we have now. We're participating in the Bolt Hackathon. Right now we are... Bolt Hackathon says I could use other code editors for prototyping and ideas. I'm going to use this code editor for... I'm using Claude Code and Cursor for the backend development. And I'm going to make the front end on Bolt. Completely on Bolt. And that should be fun. But what's important is to first make the back end that we could then work on Bolt for the front end. Yeah, now we have location documentation, yeah? API reference, examples, narrative design, system overview. So I like everything here. One thing I'm just going to inform that so I'm thinking I want to do this bug fix. Like we have our location module here on the side. And no errors. Everything seems to work great. We get our events, we get our types, we get everything we need. We even have like the AI prompts and the AI tools. Everything works in here. Even have a adapter. We have our super base code here. So it made that full thing. We even have tests it made for us, which is really nice. This doesn't work for... These have type errors for some reason. But that's fine. So I'm thinking, I don't want to like follow up in this chat just because it's already so long and I want to like keep that for the front end. Instead, I'm going to take the docs, take the SRC. That's already really big. All these on the world docs. So this is already pretty big, so I think I'm gonna go to Gemini and be like, server logs. Getting these errors. I don't know what my report. Getting these errors. I ban this /ban. Does this work on Twitch? I don't know if that worked. Ban. Okay, there you go. If AI gave me this next thing, someone has to make a visual novel generator. Well, you see, this is the core that allows a visual novel generator to be generated. We need some sort of consistency to actually generate everything in a way that makes sense, yeah? So I'm gonna grab this. Is it getting these errors? When I try npm run dev, the location module, I don't know why my revo prompt is fucked up, so bear with me. The location module fails to load. Yeah, our test pass. So I'm gonna go to Gemini, AI Studio, Gemini. And I'm gonna paste that in and ask Gemini to debug this for us because it does a really good job at that. It is. Let me add this just in case. npm test. Why did all their tests just fail out of nowhere? Something happened. Something happened in the last 2 seconds where I didn't touch anything and everything failed. Are these all location? Oh, these are all the location tests. Uh-oh. Oh, stop this. Superbase location repo is trying to inject the Superbase client using token, but we've never actually registered this dependency. The world module works by coincidence because this repo bypasses dependency injection and imports Superbase directly. So it's trying to give me code. I don't want code. I want Gemini to give me a high level design, no code. Get me the high level overview, no code. And then this started failing out of nowhere. But it might have to do with this dependency thing. So we're gonna try figuring all of that out real quick. Now if I continue to use Claude Code, let me try. So the high-level overview is the application is failing to start due to a dependency injection error originating from the location module. The error log clearly indicates when the system tries to create the location service, we cannot satisfy the chain of dependencies required. Specifically, it fails to find a registered provider for Superbase client. Our tests for the module are passing because they lack repos. Root cause analysis. The core issue is an architectural inconsistency between our two main modules, world and location. The world module accesses the database by directly importing the singleton Superbase client. It does not use constructor injection for this dependency. This pattern is simple and effective. Location modules is written to expect the Superbase client to be injected into its constructor. Because we never registered a global Superbase client with a dependency injection container, location modules request for it fails leading. To fix this and ensure architectural consistency, we will refactor the Superbase location repo to match the pattern established by Superbase world repo. Instead of requesting the Superbase via constructor, it will be modified to directly import the singleton instance from SRC core. Minimal change, high impact fix that aligns the modules and resolves a startup error. So I can also copy this, which is nice, right? I could copy Google's whole analysis, and then I could take this dev thing. I could go into Cursor chat, and this is why I use Claude Code and Cursor at the same time. Cursor is for fixed specific changes for me, and Claude Code is for more general things like creating a whole module, creating a whole feature set. So I'm going to paste in the terminal errors we have. I'm also going to grab our high-level overview. I'm going to say that I'm getting these errors when I try npm run dev. This is the solution. And then I'm just going to ping the Superbase location repo service. I could use a lesser Claude model for this. So we're going to use Claude for Sonnet with thinking. Hold on, let me do my green screen real quick. Okay. Should be Gucci. Get some more brain food in. Wow. That should work. npm run dev. Look at that. Boom. Problem fixed. Let's go. As you can see, the location module has been registered successfully. Module loaded location. These are all of the API routes for API/location. We have get by region, get history, search, locations, create, update location. So that all looks good. npm run test. Now our tests are failing too. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna go back to Gemini and be like, okay, implemented the fix and server works perfectly. So this is great. I'm gonna take the working dev just to show Gemini that, hey, this works. Now I just want to continue the chat and be like, our tests are failing. Can you take a look at our tests and explain what's wrong here? Because I would like to ensure that our tests also work fine. So make sure our tests pass. But because this works now, right, I want to go and I'm going to now ask, since we have the API documentation, all that, now please update our front end so that locations are apart. Now please update our front end so that we can interact with the location module via the plain front end API for testing. So now we're gonna ask it to create front end tests for us to ensure that like we really got the front end working. And this will be really good because we created a new module. We could see how our documentation is in terms of creating the modules and if that works well. And if that does work well, if that does work really well, then we'll see how it works. We'll see what goes there. Now, in terms of our testing, the test failures we're seeing, and it's common when refactoring. 3 of your test suites failing start because they can't find the code they're supposed to be testing. 2 of your world servers are test because they expect the mocked event bus emit to be called, but it isn't. This happens when the service under test using the real event singleton instead of the mock. So these all seem to be, I guess, like more personal errors. So while Claude here on the side is working on adding our front end, I want to fix our tests. So this is also where I use Cursor to come in and explain that our tests are failing to run. And I'm going to add the solution set that it came up with. And so testing solution sets, paste that in. I'm like, please fix our tests. And based on Gemini's understanding and structure, it's like kind of the key workflow that you guys should pay attention to when you're vibe coding or working with AI tools is that you want some sort of, you want a smarter AI model like O3, Gemini 2.5 Pro, Claude 4 Opus to get the full bird's eye view of what's happening in the code base. Ask it to help analyze in terms of design or in terms of bug testing or fixes and all of that. And then once it does fix, this boy is messing up my thing. Hold on. Go back. No. Go back. You, O3, you fix my test for me. I trust O3. And so you want a smarter AI model to have a bird's eye view of everything. And then when that smarter AI model has a bird's eye view of everything, then you'll be able to identify exactly what needs to be done. And then you could work with Cursor AI or coding agents like Claude Code or Cursor agents, which then just take in the instructions from the bird's eye view and understand exactly what to change. You never want to just ask the Cursor agent or the Claude Code agents or any coder agents in your code base to just, hey, this doesn't work, fix it. Yes, sometimes it does, sometimes it works, but that's inefficient. There's much better ways of doing that. Much better ways of doing that. And this is kind of my main strat with it. So it'd be nice if we could fix these type errors too. Well, these type errors are bugging me. And then we could test the AI systems. And I think I want to get the core architecture running first, and then we could at the end work on improving the quality of the AI systems and how that works. But in terms of the module itself, like, looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna do what no vibe coder dares to do. I'm gonna read the code manually and explain how it works. But psych, did I say manually? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the documentation of the locations module. Actually, wait, I already have documentation. I'm gonna read the documentation that Claude Code made for us so that we, as devs, could understand how our new location things work. All right, so let's start with the README. Location module documentation. The location module provides dynamic, narrative-driven geographical entities for game worlds in the story engine. So locations are automatically created when a world is created. Const world await when a world is created. Then 8 to 15 locations are generated automatically. We can list all the locations in the world ID via this, and we can search for specific locations via query. I don't know how that search thing works. Let it fix our errors. So 8 to 15 locations are created when a world is initialized. Locations react to story beats and world events. Locations progress through narrative states. Every change is recorded with timestamp and reason for historical tracking. Regions contain cities, landmarks, and wilderness. AI integrations, intelligent generation and mutation based on narrative concept. Quick examples. You could check location status via this. Ironhold is declining. We could view location history via this. Recent events affecting this location. We could create a custom location. This is what's given to the AI agent to do that themselves. Location module integrates with world module. Story module to react to narrative beats by updating location states. The character module and faction modules aren't implemented yet, but I can see how that works. Now, in terms of, let's look at the narrative design now. So, okay, system overview. Location module provides persistent spatial entities within game worlds. We already said that. Location types. Region is a top-level geographical areas with no parent. Cities are population centers within regions. Landmarks are significant sites within regions. Wilderness are natural areas within regions. Beautiful. Location status. Locations have a life cycle that reflects their narrative state. Thriving, stable, declining, ruined, abandoned, lost. For prosperous and growing, normal functioning state, facing challenges or decay. Severely damaged, recognizable, empty but intact, forgotten by the world. The module follows the golden rule. Action, event, beat, reaction. Beautiful. I'm happy we added that golden rule and figured that out. Event subscription, world created. Generate initial world map, world beat created, analyze beat for location. Event emissions. When a new location is created, then emit this. This could also be a world event. So when a new location is created, boom, that's a world event, right? Location status changed, boom, that's a world event. Location discovered, new location revealed during the story, boom, that's world event. Okay, so it said it should have updated all the tests for us. All our tests pass. That's fantastic. I want to understand first what it did. Update all failing tests, use correct relative paths, and to spy on real event bus instead of mocking an unused duplicate. All other tests already use the right paths and rely on shared singleton. With these fixes, missing module errors disappear, and the previously failed event emission checks now tap the actual singleton, so spies are triggered correctly. All test suits should run cleanly. Yep. All test suits run perfectly fine. The server runs. Now, let's actually test how this works. And now we have OpenPipe for analyzing the actual AI generations and the context it gets. So now we're in bug fixing mode. And it seems like our front end should have been updated to show. We updated the front end to interact with location module. New locations page, front end pages locations. Ooh, we have a view location. So okay, if I make a new world, and let's just call it Fallout. The Fallout, a post-nuke apocalyptic world. We create the world. We should have gotten logs. So view locations. Yeah, there are no locations yet. Maybe when I create an arc, it creates a story. Failed to handle world location. Invalid location count 6. Expected 8 to 15 locations. So it did try creating a world. So we can see the call here. It did try creating a world. We have the Fallout in the game in the world description. But the AI model just failed to generate enough tool calls at once. Now that could be the fault of the model itself just not being smart enough. So, no. This is right. This is great. This is great. This is really fucking great. This is like amazingly great. This is amazingly great. This is working beautifully. It's just very minor thing. So I believe that's a fault of O1. Now I think instead of generating it all at once, let's test with a smarter model to make sure all of this works first. So if I go into, I'm gonna switch the model, open router. I'm gonna switch the model to Claude. Sonnet 4, sure. And then in here, in the, I believe it would be location, infra, prompts, location AI adapter. When it comes to the model, what model does it use? Where would it be? Would it be, wait. Wait, I need more adventure, D&D royalty-free adventure wilderness music, because we're working on the location module. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. Where do I use... Do I not define the model? Is it defining the model for my ENV? Might be taking the model from my ENV. So if I go to location, so now I'm gonna talk with chat, just kind of figure this out. And I'm gonna ask, what AI model do we use for the AI gens? Now what's really good, what's really good I'm happy about is that it did try automatically creating locations when we generated a world. That means the event bus refactor logic is working, which is fantastic. That was the one thing I thought I was hoping would work, because debugging that sounded annoying, but it worked off rip. And guess what? Claude one-shot it. So I'm having cursor agent just help me figure out exactly what model's being used. I believe it might be using the defaults. Okay. So it registers it through the core client here. So it uses this as the default. Now if I want Claude Sonnet 4 instead as a default, and then we run dev, and let's try creating a new world and see if the smarter model is capable of creating these new worlds. So create world, let's call it Fallout 2, say post-apocalyptic world, create new world. Now we should see in our logs that handling world created event, the location module sees that a world was just created. It's seeding the initial map for the world, it's calling the AI for the world generation. Procedure completed. Did it? Did it work? I think it's still running. It is a really fat thing. Fairly certain it's working. Let's see it. Look at that. So a location was created for every event. Created both locations completed. We go to OpenPipe. We can see that in Open Router does switch between models. That's why I like it. Look at that. Boom. Post-apocalyptic Fallout world. We created 3 major regions. And now we have cities that reference the parent region. Now if we go on the world story and we check out Fallout 2, we could see all the locations, baby! We got 3 regions, 4 cities, 3 landmarks, and 2 wilderness. So now we could view the locations, and we could see the stats of each region. Ooh! Okay, so we got 3 regions, right? So we got the eastern reaches. Once the industrial heartland of the old world, the eastern reaches survived the nuclear holocaust better than most regions. Rolling hills covered in mutated forests go to the river valleys where small communities have rebuilt civilization. Ancient factories and power plants dot the landscape, some still operational. Oh my god, we get deep lore. Oh, we also have tags. We also have tags that explain everything that goes on. We can also track historical events. You can see that right now, everything in the world is stable. We have a snow-covered expanse over here. We have the scorched waste, which is a vast expanse of irradiated desert. We have cities that show their parent regions and who they're attached to. Oh my god, this is so sexy. How does the super base look? How does the tables look for this? So locations have world IDs, and the cities and the landmarks have parent locations which are attached to the regions exactly as we wanted. You also have tags, you have historical event, last significant change. Mwah, 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 mwah. Or beautiful. Alright guys, I'm actually so hyped right now. So now we have locations. Now we have to test if locations. Okay, let's write that down. So first, locations. So I'm gonna say testing locations. Creating a new world, successfully generated the initial locations and regions with Claude Sonnet 4. That was a good check. Locations successfully connect to their parent regions in the Superbase database. So all of that is just fan fucking tastic. Now we're cooking. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I think now we have to test so I'm gonna do the high overview right now. We're gonna try something new. I've never really done this, but I'm going to say that so we got all our documentation. We have our core modules here in the front end and everything of our super base. What I want to do is paste in this to do location testing. I'm going to say we just finished creating the locations module. I did one successful test. What other tests should I do to ensure the locations module works great? Also, I'm going to add the terminal. So server logs. Just so the AI system we work with has further context, understanding the logs. Questions I have is one, does the world system progressing the story intake locations and their regions as information? Does the world system progressing the story intake locations as part of the system prompt to progress the story? 2, if we generate a new story beat, should locations, if we generate a new story beat, does the AI handling locations get that injected into system prompt variable to understand how to modify what locations? Now let's see that. Oh, we're cooking, boys. We are absolutely cooking. Let's paste that in. See if that works. But this thing, what I really like about this is, keep in mind, can you test the AI by giving a prompt of a popular show? Does AI tend to completely change the story, or does it take some context from the original show? It should definitely take some context from the show depending on what you do. So what I really like, and what I was going to say when it comes to prompting things in general, is that every single name, every single description, the story, the region, the tags, the condition, if the region is stable or not, anything else we decide to add, when we add this as variables into the main story gen system prompt, those are all variables that are going to affect the story gen to ensure that everything is coherent and consistent. This is what really makes it so that everything is dynamically changing and evolving depending on player input, depending on story input. This is what really creates a self-evolving universe. through entropy, we have basic rules that set the state of the game. By following these basic rules, dynamic emergent things can happen. And this should create very interesting stories. Because everyone's been arguing, it's so bad at storytelling. Shut the fuck up. This is good. Because AI is not making the story. The people playing the game, the people dialoguing with NPCs, the people doing actions, living in the game, playing the game, role playing, they're making the story. All the AI system does is breathe it. And that's what makes this powerful. That's what I've been wanting to make for the last 2 years. This makes me happy. Oh, we actually got it working. Holy fuck. Okay, further test. What did Gemini say? Locations module is a cornerstone of story engine. Answering your question. Does a world system when person story intake locations as part of the system prompt? No, not directly. The world module AI prompt for generating the next story beat does not receive the full list of current locations. Instead, it receives a summary of recent events. So that is important. So we're going to add that to the to-do. So, we need to make it, so we need to update the world's module so it intakes all locations as core system prompt from Superbase. So it's fine to not take it from the module because locations, the regions, the status, everything we need is added to the Superbase. So it's really easy to update the world module to just like add that as a variable. So we're going to add intakes all locations as core system prompt from Superbase. It picks all current locations for world generation and to progress beats. That is vital. That is very vital. Now, a next thing is if we generate a new story beat, does AI handling locations get that beat's information injected into system prompt to understand how to modify locations? The answer is yes, absolutely it does. The world module emits a world beat created event. The location service is subscribed to the event. Upon receiving the event, the location service fetches the entire current list of locations for that world from the database, calls the location AI adapter, passing in the new beats directives and a full list of current locations. The AI prompt is explicitly constructed with this list, allowing the AI to decide which locations to update or what new locations to discover based on the new story beat. This ensures the locations module reacts intelligently and in context to the evolving narrative. Yes. Okay. I was wondering if someone has no background of coding or STEM, can he become a coder, programmer, or software engineer? Absolutely, dog. That's why we do what we do. I had no background of none of that 2 years ago. I just had ChatGPT in a dream. That's all you need. All you gotta do is believe in yourself, that's all. And just try, bro. If you put in 1 hour a day into learning AI, into learning how to code, into learning how to use AI to do research, it's 1 hour per day for the next month. You have such a far deeper understanding than 99% of humanity. And guess what? Those 30 hours you put in the first month, that is 30 hours of experience on how to use AI to do research. From that month on, you fully understand and learn how to use AI to help yourself teach anything you want. It goes beyond just software engineering at that point. That's what makes AI so powerful. Oh, I'm so lit. I'm so lit. I'm so lit. Okay. Now, chat, what do we do when we make a successful banger and nothing and everything works and nothing has broken? Before we start working on this code base again, we push to GitHub. Commit and push to GitHub. Everything works. I tested. Beautiful. So now the only thing I think we have to do is make it so that Worlds takes in all the current locations from the Superbase. So I believe that would be a shared module. That would be a shared utility for Superbase stuff that we could take. So make a shared utility there. And then it takes in the current beats. But this is sick, ganga. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 3 regions, 4 cities, 3 landmarks, wilderness. Location, module, complete. 1 shot, by the way. That was 1 shot. Done. Location module is complete. Ensure the world module works perfectly with TRPC in our front end. Next, after we add this, after we ensure that the world arc and the stories take in the locations from the superbase as a utility file and loads that into the system prompt for progressing the beat and the story, then we create the factions module, and then we create the characters module, and then we can start working on like more specific things that just make this whole engine better. So I'm thinking maybe this week. Remember, I'm streaming Wednesday and Friday, 10 a.m. PST till 2 p.m. PST. I'm thinking that this week, what would be insane is we finish each faction, like we finish each like module. Yo, what's good, boo? I got my Calc 2 exam in 2 days. Damn, I dropped out of... I was about to fail calculus until COVID hit in high school, but I wish you the best of luck, friend. You got this. For Pito, check this out. We got the location module working. It generates locations on the spot. So now our worlds have locations. And locations have descriptions. And we have regions. And then we have cities. And we have landmarks. That means we could use a procedural fantasy map generator to bring the locations in the game to life in real time. So that we could see how these worlds evolve. And actually bring a consistent fucking world map to the start. So this is gonna be sick. This is gonna be so sick. Oh, you know who? You know? Oh my god, bro. Game Masters. This is an insane D&D product. Insane D&D product. Oh, I'm goated. It's crazy. So we got locations. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm cracked. Oh my god. This makes me happy. And it works. I just wanna glaze myself for a second. This process, bro, the whole process of first creating like a very strong, like learning TRPC so that like backend stuff is really easy, and then creating like a very good modular system where it's easy to create modules, refactoring event bus so that the modules could talk to each other with ease and that's all connected. And the documentation and the testing was very important here. The testing makes sure that everything works flawlessly. But the best part is that we take the documents, we take the testing, and we take all every context we made and examples of the system, and it let Claude one shot this whole module. One shot. It was one shot. It was one shot. It was one shot, bro. Now, you know what that means? That means we could one-shot the character, we could one-shot the factions module, we could one-shot the characters module, and everything else becomes easier. And then we can start making the AI system fancier. There is one complicated thing that I want to get into at the end of the week, and that is going to be memories. That is going to be detailed memories of the world that we add via a RAG system or a knowledge graph system to ensure that all the facts of the world are 100% concrete and valid. I don't think it'll be that difficult because I've been working with memory for the last 2 years and AI agents, and it really is a similar concept when it comes to the world. Just once we get everything working and rolling here, then we have a banger in our hands, boys and girls. We have a banger in our hands. Ooh. And then to make Bolt happy, so the reason why I'm setting up like this is I want to make the front end as plain as possible, but just to make like all the RPCs work, so then we could make the full like front end experience on Bolt directly and record that as one full video. So it should please the judges of the hackathon, because I know I haven't been really using Bolt here. I did start the project on Bolt and I took it off Bolt because I was like, nope, I need to work on this better. But they did add Cloud Force on it this week, so they can't press me too hard. And I hope this counts. But yes. Okay. All the changes have been pushed to GitHub. So now, look at this. King Butoshi and Claude together wombo combo. All right, so let's test this thing. Now that we have created, I might have, the code base is getting pretty big, so I might have to start working with Gemini on this. So now that Gemini has this context, I'm like, we have a world map visualization already? What? Docs, modules, locations, examples.md. Oh yeah, we do have the location relative position. It's so clutch that Cloud added that for us. I wasn't even thinking about like the actual location or like how important that would be, but shit, did it. Initial generation location, beat driven location changes. So what I want to test, he said valid self glaze, thank you. Okay. Well, I want to ask, what's the best way? So I'm thinking, okay, this is what I'm thinking. I think I'm just gonna prompt an AI system with this. I'm gonna take uncheck the front end, even though that's still pretty big. So I'm gonna take all of this, and then I'm gonna say, I just created. That's fair. What if someone just imports your complete GitHub repo in the vault? Would they be considered for the hackathon? No, because it needs to be created like after the hackathon, but I have video proof that I did that because I'm streaming it. I did it after 30th, so no, it wouldn't count. I think. I don't know. I actually don't know if they could tell, to be honest. Golden rule locations, modules, AI module. Okay, check this out. I want to create a shared utility file that we just created a location module, and we have, and upon world creation, it generates, an AI system generates 8 to 15 locations to start the world off, right? To start the world off. I want to update the world story module so that a nice formatted, full description, full markdown of our main of regions. I'm just a full markdown of locations, their status description, their status description, and all the necessary narrative info is given to the world module so that when it generates a story, so it generates a world, generates a world arc and story, progresses beats, it has the full context of the current locations in the game and their state to ensure 100% consistency with progressing the story. So that is fantastic. So how is it 66 tokens? Okay, this should be able to fit into ChatGPT 03. Should be able to do that. And that's the best thing to do. So we should do this by having shared utility files that read the Superbase database. They read the Superbase database, format them for AI systems nicely, and we can update the world module to just import and inject this. So this is the ideal goal, is that we have a shared utility file that will then progress that. So then, what I could do is once we have the stories and locations as a variable inside the system prompt, we could then create an arc for the story. And that should give us a really fancy narrative system to work with. So let's close all this out. I'm very happy with the progress today. I'm happy we got the location module finally done. It gives me a good upgrade system to do. So get ingest, we don't need that no more. I'm gonna take this. So in our code base, I'm gonna write design document. I'm gonna say procedural map gen. I spelled procedural so wrong. How do you spell this? Procedural. Are you studying for pizza for your calculus exam, bruh? Oh, so you're in college? Or is that high school? You said Calc 2. It's probably college. You said exam. It's definitely college. My bad. Sorry for insulting you in advance. Okay, so I'm going to take the research that Claude did for us on the map generation algorithm so that we could use this as a reference for creating our own procedural map generation in our system. See, it's so crazy to me that I could just like, oh, me and Shakti in chat were like, yo, it'd be sick if we generated a map on the spot. So we just did research on how it works, and then now I have that research, and because AI is so good, I don't really need to understand what the fuck all of these means. Because this whole research paper is, you know what this whole research paper is that Claude did for us? How does the MD file help the world module? This is just for like storing documentation, but in general, you know what writing does? You know what this whole write-up does? You know what all of this does? How it's explaining how the procedural generation works for Asgard map and how it could work with us? This is a prompt. This full documentation that we tracked and that we write down, that is a prompt. That is going to be part of the prompt that we use. We go, hey, I have this system and I have locations that have X and Y coordinates. I want you to generate a procedurally generated map you could showcase on the site. What if I do it right now? Oh, what if I just do that right now? So I could take the procedural map gen. I could take the locations reference. I could take the location module, right? And then using this, I'm going to say, based on the procedural map gen research, does our location schema provide sufficient details to create a simple procedurally generated map? We're going to take this, and then we're going to go to O3 and we're going to paste that in. We're going to close that because we saved that. We're going to close that because we already like learned it. And then we'll just see what O3 does. See what O3 says, boy. But cool. Okay, oops. So I forgot I had the location module integration. Where did I ask? Wait, did I ever like write that prompt in? Oh, I don't think I ever actually like wrote the prompt in. Hold on, give me one sec. So docs, worlds, get all the modules. Get all the docs except this one. Get the core. I don't think we need the front end. We just need the location and the world module. And these. And then copy this. Oh, look, check this out. Procedural map generation. If your goal is a very lightweight pin on a canvas diagram that merely shows where each location sits in relation with others, know if you want anything that resembles the richness of Azar style procedurally geography. In that case, the current schema is missing several critical layers. So the current schema does give us node identity type, parent-child hierarchy, basic status / narrative, relative coordinates. Good enough for scatter plot map only if you persist it. Right now it vanishes after seeding. Wait, you don't save it? It's kind of an L. Oh, oops. Shit, I guess we don't save the X and Y coordinates for some reason. It's not good. Hold on. Let's add that to the to-do. Ah, no wonder you document everything, right? Exactly. That's also why actively on the spot, as I capture things, I add it to the to-do. Because guess what? That's a prompt. So locations. I want to have a world map that just generated. Okay, we created the world module, so that's good. We already tested all that, so that's good. So locations. I want to have a world map that gets created. We need to save the XY coordinates of locations. What's missing for a real procedural map? Well, focus on schema precisely. For our locations, what critical changes should we do to ensure we can create a very simple map that can dynamically update as the locations update based on the world story. All right, I know we have to save x, y coordinates. Right, and then shit like this is so simple. Because then like, oh, I have a prompt, guess what? We need to save the x, y coordinates of locations. Okay. We need to save the x, y coordinates of locations. Let me add the documentation of the location module. Let me add the actual code of the location module. All right, and fuck, let me give it the front end so it could also show us the x, y coordinates on the front end. We need to save the x, y, or also need to give it the schema because it needs to see the super base schema. So we need to save the x, y coordinates of locations. Currently, we gen them, but we don't save them, which is bad. Can I ask you something out of context? You can ask me whatever you want, chat. Anytime, anytime, anytime. We need to save the x, y coordinates of locations. Currently, we gen them, but we don't save them. Please update our locations module and schema to ensure we save the locations module. Now, again, context is everything. What I'm going to do is this is context of a generated, right, world map. So I'm going to copy this as an example. And then I'm going to write example initial creation location output. Paste that in. I'm going to hit that. That's going to one-shot that code. I could already tell you with max confidence that's going to one-shot exactly what I want. Now, in another chat, where I want to implement... That was too long, bitch. Like, this is a simple task where I know Gemini is able to, like, fully understand this. Because Gemini is also really good at coding in general. So, like, we don't really need O3 for this. We did need O3 for the initial system design with, like, the TRPC and the REST layers. And, like, making sure the architecture is all good. But we're already past that point. We already got the code base really nicely set up and sexy. And, oh, this is actually so beautiful to look at. This might be my best code to date, guys. Damn. Damn. And we have tests? Damn. Ugh. So, okay, then we got like some opinions there. In 2025, how tough do you think it's to build and ship something impactful with the AI? Out of 10? How hard is it to ship something with AI? Scale through 1 through 10? A 1? Bro, it's so easy. You just ship things. You just ask AI to make it for you. You just ask AI to hold your hand through the entire process. You just ship that bitch. To solve this, we'll implement a system. So I want high level overview, straight to the point, no code. Right? So I'm gonna rerun this turn. More like how easy? 10. Okay, like a realistic, like, oh, how easy. So I would say that like creating something with Replit and shipping it, bro, with Replit, a fucking 1. It's literally like a 1. You can just type in an app you want to make. Look, I want a Hello Kitty chatbot. I literally just typed in create a Hello Kitty chat experience where I'm talking to Hello Kitty with OpenAI API, uses image with the Hello Kitty idol. Make the web experience cute, pink, pixely. And look, it one-shot this product. Hi. Look, I'm talking to Hello Kitty because I just prompted it in Replit. I didn't say anything specific. I just said use this image. I just said I want to talk to Hello Kitty. Look, I made a Hello Kitty chat app. Oh, I want to deploy this and I want to ship it to people. Boom, I click deploy. Approve and configure build settings. Boom, now that's just fucking deployed with a link. 0 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. So now check this out. Now we have a high level overview. Our goal is to enhance the world modules and narrative generation, making it fully aware of the location system. So what I'm gonna do is all of this looks good. I'm gonna just take this. I'm gonna just take this full prompt that Google just made. Right? I'm going to, first off, O3 is done, so now we save the relative X and Y position of the tables. Right, but that's something I'm gonna save on the side. I'm gonna run another Claude prompt here and copy what Gemini just gave us. I'm gonna paste it in. And then I'm also gonna add this this migration. So now we have location things. Now our module, if we test this, all right, if I just like npm run dev, and then we create a new world where I'm like, Boot Kingdom, enchanted medieval kingdom of cute pixel characters living on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, if I create this world, what should happen now, because we updated the code and we added the new migration, is once the AI system is done generating, and we'll see when it's done generating, it'll pop up. It should pop up here. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it to gen. Boom. Did it generate it all? Oh, I think it's still generating. Give it a sec. Do you want to make this edit to world service? So before I make the changes, I just want to test that our initial code of saving the XY coordinates in Superbase does save. Just before we get hectic, so I could quickly ship that bug fix. But yeah, we can see that locations now have the relative X and the relative Y, which is exactly what we need to make the procedural map generations good. Now we successfully created the locations. Now we go back to the story engine, we can view the locations. Boom, we got all the locations. Now if I check the Superbase, look at that, relative X, relative Y, saved to the database. Everything works great, that code works great. Git add dot, git commit m, updated Superbase to save the relative X and Y of location gens for future map generations. Boom, done, ship. That's completed. Now I'm gonna work on this module. So now it's gonna update our world service to intake all the locations to actually generate the story. So now if I go back and we're just gonna wait a bit, it's gonna do that. And you want people to tell you that AI coding doesn't fucking work? It's a skill issue. They suck. They suck. They're a hard-headed dev. Oh, I'm a dev for 5 years. I could write better code than AI. No, you can't. You can't. No, it doesn't work like that, bro. This shit's superhuman. But what you could do, if you are a high-quality dev, is you could command the AI agent army you have to do exactly what you want. Because you know what you want. You're a high-quality dev, right? You know the system design you want. You know what works. You know what doesn't work. And you're telling me you want to spend your time just sitting there writing all of this out by fucking hand when you could just tell the AI system to do it for you and keep it in check? Aren't you a good dev? Aren't you capable of doing that? Aren't you capable of giving proper instructions? Probably not, because devs can't communicate for shit. But if you could, and you know how to properly do everything, and you write your docs, and you know how to be a leader, then you have an entire AI army at your fingertips, bro. You could do whatever you want. Look how fast I made this module on stream. One shot, perfect errors. No errors, works with our thing. Testing, documents, update. This full workflow I took 2 years to discover. And I only really found the final touch a couple of months ago. And after since then, I've been flying, bro. It's not fair. It's really not fair. That's why I document this. That's why I make content. That's why I teach people. Because to be fair, I did start coding with AI. And it wasn't good a year ago, but I'm hard-headed and I'm stubborn and crazy enough to know that it was gonna work. And this is it working live. What do you think about this whole AGI topic? I mean, to me, it already kind of feels like we're there. When you push these models to their limits, it's insane what they could do. Someone had told me 2 years ago that models would be capable of this. I think we already have AGI. That's my opinion on the whole AGI topic. We already have AGI. We already have AI agents. We already have AI systems where if you give them tools, they perform a general variety of tasks. You can make AI agents that fit in real estate. You can make AI agents that fit in construction. Obviously, you have AI agents that fit in code. I have AI agents that run marketing. I have AI agents, voice call agents on 11 Labs that call clients for people and automatically manage all of that shit. These are all general tasks that AI is already capable of doing if you give it proper system prompts, proper architecture design in terms of the agent itself, and the proper function calls. It could already do all these tasks. We created the cognitive brain for computers to understand dynamic variables, unstructured dynamic variables on the spot, world variables on the spot. And guess what? The AI agents could see that and go, okay, well, this happened. I'm going to use these function calls to do it. Oh, it's a new day. Let me check my to-do list. Oh, I have to call Jeremy from the real estate company and check in on following up with the house. I have a script prepared. All of that shit dynamically updates. You're telling me that's not artificial general intelligence? You're telling me these fully automated systems that already exist and are maximally capable to this fucking day is not AGI? No, you have fuckheads on Twitter, on X, who don't know shit about how this works. You have Apple, who is 2 years behind the AI game, posting a paper saying that LLMs can actually reason, while Siri fucking sucks still. And you're telling me people want to tell you that this is not good, that we don't have AGI? You fucking kidding me, bro? What people are looking for is super intelligence. People are greedy, and people adapt really fast. Everyone has already adapted to, honestly, not everyone. Only 5% of humanity uses ChatGPT, in my opinion. But nobody's adapted to this tech yet. Nobody even knows what it's fully capable of, bro. This is the this is the top 0.01% of the world messing with this tech right now. And you got people who try it once, think that it's supposed to do everything for them and drop it because it doesn't. That's called a skill issue. I've been working on this every single day, every single fucking waking minute of my life. I wake up and I learn this tech for the last 2 years. And you could see on stream what it makes me capable of doing. That's why I do this. But no, it's good. AI sucks. Don't use it. So that's gonna add. We'll do further testing. But that was stream today. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me. I'll be streaming Wednesday 10 a.m. PST and Friday 10 a.m. PST, and the VODs will be posted on YouTube. Follow my YouTube channel, which is @Butoshi, to learn how I do all of this. This is my favorite. This is my like highly recommended video. These two videos will carry your coding by a lot. So yes, okay.